The K-pop blast is finally back from hiatus. We're back to normal production, the normal schedule of videos. And the first episode, we're just going to talk about one single story that broke this week, and that is an interview that somebody had with Jessica, formerly of Girls' Generation, about her view on life and Girls' Generation in general. So we're going to get that started, and we're going to talk about it, my thoughts and opinions on the entire situation. So let's get it started. What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick from K-pop, and I want to welcome you back, of course, for another episode of the K-pop Blast, a new series where we talk about K-pop related news and comeback rumors or new release rumors. So this first episode is just going to be an entire episode talking about Jessica and Girls' Generation. And earlier in the week, there was an article that was posted about an interview that she had where she kind of talked about, her thoughts and opinions. It's the first time that she's talked about the whole thing that's happened in an interview. And, it was a very, very interesting thing to read. And yeah, it was very, very interesting. And the comments, I left a comment on the video or on the article, which wasn't received too well. And, I was actually really honestly debating about whether or not I should make this video because, it's my thoughts and opinions on the entire situation aren't really going to be well received by a lot of people, but I can express myself and get my point across better in video form with me talking like this than I can in by writing in a comment, because it would have to be a very, very long comment to get it out. Because the situation and my thoughts are not just basic, it's not black and white. Nothing in life is black and white, just like no situation no scandal in K-pop is black and white as a lot of people want it to be. So, the comment that I basically made was that, Jessica didn't want to be in Girls' Generation anymore, and that she was using the group as a way to boost her promotion of the fashion line. And that was the basic gist of it. And of course, it's a bit more detailed than that. But, with the comment, and that I don't want to make into something that people are like, wow, that wall of text, I don't want to read it. I didn't go into too much detail. People told me, and I got one reply which said that we didn't know until just now that she was not 100, or that she 100% doesn't want to be in the group. And to that I say, you didn't want, or that is what you thought. You wanted her to be 100% committed to the group when that's what you wanted. In my opinion, my thought, she, in the last, say, year that she was in the group, she was not committed to it in any way. Or she wasn't not committed to it in any way, like absolutely not, 0% commitment to the group, but she was not as committed as she needed to be or should have been. And, you can say that there was been no releases or anything like that, saying anything. And in fact, when she was kicked from the group, she said that she's committed, she's remained committed and loyal to the group, and it really hurts. And and that makes sense, but we're going to use a little personal anecdote to try and get the point across here. So I work, if I get fired from my minimum wage job, I would be pissed. I've worked there for nearly 3 years. I would feel really, really mad. I was committed to the company, to that business, and they just kicked me aside. They fired me. I'd be mad. I didn't want to leave. I don't want to leave the business, but, in the end, but on the other hand, like as far as getting kicked out, abruptly, kicked out of the company or a group, as in Jessica's case, I'd be upset. I would be really, really mad about it. But, at this point in time, right, Jessica's had some time to step back and think about it. And, she's figured that she just really wasn't, not being in the group anymore is better for her. And, I think that, despite people saying, or her specifically saying at the time that the incident happened, that she was committed to the group and it's very hurtful that she was kicked, she really deep down, once it, was all over, having a little bit of time to think about it, she really didn't care too much. And plus what she said is a bit contradictory to what other people, the company has half said in their official releases. And then there were some insider leaks which also said something that contradicted what she said. And, where she wasn't really quite all there as far as, promoting for the group and, giving, putting forth effort to promote the group and do stuff for the group that she needed to do. And it's now, so it's like 3, 4, 5 months after it's happened, and in that time it's been a break. She's been released of the pressure and all of that of having to have that girl group image, which she talked about in the interview. Is like it really is that pressure. She is a nearly 30, at least I think she said 30, although I think she's probably more actual like age that I'm more familiar with, in her like older upper 20s, 27, 28-ish. I don't know exactly, but she's in her upper 20s, and she's like, I am a more of a woman now. I'm not really the the girl that they want me to be in Girls' Generation, or as a female idol in a K-pop group. She doesn't want to be that anymore. She doesn't want to carry that image. She doesn't want to do that. She feels a lot of pressure having to maintain that happy, bubbly, innocent girl image when she really isn't. She's a grown woman. She has there's all kinds of other things that go with that. And I really do think, going back to she didn't really want to be in the group anymore, is that she was having these thoughts, but being in the group and managing her fashion line, she was so busy, she didn't have the time to actually think about it too much. And again, we're drawing a personal comparison here. I've taken the last semester off of school, or I haven't gone to school for the last semester, where, it's basically been, for me, a constant school grind for the last 4 years. Like, I haven't stopped going. And I reached that point where I'm like, I need to stop so I can think about what I'm doing, because what I'm doing isn't getting me anywhere that I want to go or that I'm particularly passionate about. And the last 3 or 4 months that I've taken off, I've had the time to, I have relieved myself of that pressure and stress from school, and I got to think about some of that stuff a little bit more. And I finally found what I really wanted to do. And she wanted to do fashion. She really, really wanted to do fashion. She wants to do her own things. She wants to be, sing as the adult and mature woman that she is. She wants to do, photo shoots as the woman that she is. And, being in Girls' Generation was holding her back from doing that. And, that's that. That's really all that really comes down to, is Girls' Generation, as far as what her personal ambitions and wants and desires as a, to move her career forward, or as a, career goal or a life goal, they're incompatible. She can't be in the group, and she can't be committed to the group and living that lifestyle and do the same things that she does, or that she wants to do, or that she's starting to do now, because there was just recently that I guess that went along with the interview, a picture set, a photo set that is nothing that you will ever see from a girl group ever. You will never see anybody take pictures like that. And it's really awesome. I really, really do like that. And as far as my comment that I made on the video, or on the comment on the article, I should say, I said that, I also said that she was using her status as a member of Girls' Generation to promote her brand, the fashion line. And hell yeah, she is. Why wouldn't you, man? If you have that, Asian celebrity status, like, she is one of, just because she's a member of that group, she is a well-known, Asian celebrity, and she's using that to promote her fashion brand. And if she wasn't, and if she didn't care about that, then she would not be the face of the company. She would not be, the person who is doing the modeling shoots to promote her stuff. She wouldn't be doing any of that, but she does have the status and all of that. And while she was in the group, she was relevant, or she is relevant, and she has that name and she has that backing from the group. But now that she's not, she's lost that a little bit. Of course, everyone still recognizes her as Jessica from Girls' Generation, but as time goes on, that's going to fade away. And then she is going to be, or the physical face and the model that promotes her products for the company is going to have to change to somebody different. It can't be her, because at a point, no one's going to know who she is, or no one's really going to care too much about who she is. And that's one of the things in Asia is to promote, your brand of instant coffee, you get, some celebrity to promote it. You've got IU, who's the soju girl, who promotes this, who's on soju bottles and all that stuff. The Asian celebrities promote a lot of products. And if they don't have the name, and they don't have, if they're not like a household name, you don't talk about, like another really good example is Hani, where she just came out of nowhere, but now she is a household name. She's well known. Everyone talks about her, and she could be thrown on the front of just about any packaging, and people would probably buy it over a lot of other things because her face is on it, or her image is on it. The same thing goes with Jessica. and her fashion line, as you know, being a member of Girls' Generation gives it a bit of status, whereas, you know, just being some random person who is a fashion designer, it doesn't have quite the same sort of status. So Jessica from Girls' Generation, or I guess this was a Blanc by Girls' Generation, or by Jessica from Girls' Generation, has a lot of status because Jessica from Girls' Generation, that is the thing. But now it's just Blanc by Jessica, not so much, it doesn't really have all the prestige and all that stuff. So, you know, as far as her wanting to be in the group, I would imagine that she didn't really want to drop out of the group, because it was kind of helping her advance her, you know, get what she wanted to get done with the fashion brand. But of course, at some point, she was going to have to drop from the group because, you know, again, personal anecdote, YouTube takes up a lot of my time, and it's far less time than designing a fashion line is going to be. Like she said that they're for summer, they're coming out with a denim line. I don't know how long that could have possibly taken to sketch up and all the, you know, come up with the concepts and then draw all the designs and have them, you know, model productions and actually get it. All the work that she had to do to get what could be like maybe a 3-piece line for the new season, is all the work that has to go into that is probably immense. And balancing, you know, group activities with fashion design, there was just not enough time in the day to do both of those 100%. So something had to be sacrificed. And, you know, Girls' Generation took a hit. And I'm pretty sure that her fashion business at the time that she was in the group also took a hit. She wasn't able to be fully committed to it either. So now that she's out of the group, the fashion company, her fashion brand and all that stuff should take off. It should go places. You know, she even said that she's looking to get some formal education because she never had the time in the group to do that. So now she's got a lot more, you know, personal time that she can spend doing her own thing. She wants to go to school, get some fashion design education, which is fantastic. She wants to, you know, like she said, sing in the way that she wants to, as, you know, a mature woman. She wants to, you know, be in photo shoots, again, expressing, you know, showing herself as a mature woman, you know, showing off all of the, you know, the older woman qualities that she has. And that's fantastic. I really, really, really do love that. But if you say that she was 100% committed to the group when she got kicked out, I do think that you are a bit delusional, and you're living in the K-pop ideal fantasy land that a lot of people like to stick their heads in, you know, like where everyone's best friends and, you know, everything is rainbows and unicorns, and there's nothing really wrong in K-pop. And, you know, that's probably not really your fault so much, or, you know, that person's fault so much, because the K-pop industry really does try and, you know, portray, or, you know, put across the image with at least the mirage that everything is perfect, everything is glamorous, there's nothing bad going on, there's nothing shady or bad going on behind the scenes. Everything does that. Every business, every entertainment industry does that. But, you know, sometimes you have to think a little bit, and you have to take the information that you get and go a little deeper and get some, you know, draw some conclusions, because not everything's black and white. Just because you didn't want her to leave the group doesn't mean, she said that she was committed when she got kicked out, doesn't actually mean that is 100% true, because nothing that anybody really says when it really comes down to it is 100% true. So yeah, there we go. That's my opinion on that. You know, I posted a video, I asked if you guys wanted to see it, and so you guys overwhelmingly said yes. And even before you guys it had posted to YouTube, and I decided, said, fuck it. I want to be the person who speaks my mind without restraint, no matter what the reaction is going to be. So I posted this video, which I don't think is actually quite as harsh as I thought it was going to come out. But, you know, I do think that it does have, at the very root of it, it does have something, or it does have a point, or is trying to say something that a lot of people aren't going to agree with. And, you know, I can't do anything about that. I just got to take what comes, and we'll get over it. But those are my thoughts on the Jessica thing. This, I swear to God, is going to be the last video I make, because this will be the 4th video on this entire situation so my camera just shut off. That is fantastic. I love it. But we're just about finished with the video anyway. So there you go. That's it. Look forward to another episode of the K-pop Blast coming at you on Wednesday. Leave a rating on this video to let me know if you liked it or disliked it, and then leave a comment too on what your thoughts are on this whole thing, and what I had to say as well, because I'm going to get a discussion going. So that's going to be it for this video. As always, I'm going to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.